I love the North Umpqua River, and I was up here every day. Even when I lived in Roseburg, I would come up every day and fish steamboat, and I got to know the river so well that Clarence Gordon, who had the North Umpqua Lodge, decided it'd be better to have me guide for him than to take all the fish out in front of his clients.
Yeah.
So I started guiding for Clarence.
And then with
the river.
Well, logging started just about the time we moved up here.
Yeah, and it was heavy.
And then it was really loaded. I mean, there would be a truck every few seconds go down the highway.
It was
really a very
really heavy.
Yeah, heavy logging.
That was at the beginning, and then other things have happened since. They don't want as much stuff right now as they did then. But who knows? And
I'd jump in the old Piper Comanche and the plane, and away I'd go.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I'd just tell them the truth.
And what was the truth?
That they should protect the area.
Because what they were doing, they were going right through the creek.
Yeah, they were logging right through the streams and everything.
I mean, they were trying to save any of it. I mean, including the creek. It was
the BLM was awful.
It was the BLM that was the worst. Yeah, the Forest Service
did it first, and then we got them straightened out pretty much. And then the BLM was harder to.
Well, that was
they were more commercially oriented than the Forest Service.
The fellow in charge of the BLM at that time was
George Francis. Was a horse's ass.
He was awful. Yeah, they're not doing what they did in that early, very first one when they just chewed everything into it.
I mean, cut right through the.
Cut right through everything, and right through the river and the creek. I mean, and
yeah. But they didn't do that very long because we stopped them.
Yeah, they'd already made a mess.
Yeah.
A really mess of it.
Careful along the river itself, and the tributaries. They a lot of times they say, oh well, we can leave this right along the river, but the tributaries themselves sometimes are more important than the river as far as the flow of the mud and the stuff like that. But sometimes, sometimes the agencies are too involved with making positions for themselves or money for the timber companies than they are for actually of protecting and managing the resource. Or I think that's a good term, managing the resource. And they'd rather be a financial financial gain to the companies rather than protect the resource or manage the resource. When originally when they'd try to do it, we'd raise enough hell that they'd have to back off.
Who's we, Mr. Moore?
You and me.
It was you.
And the Glide Wildflower Show women.
Oh.
They were powerful.
Oh yeah.
Give you some wisdom on life.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Ooh. C'est n'est pas possible.
You might as well decide that you like your partner.
That's the main thing.
Right, just as well like him. I'll tell you that. It's fun. It's a lot more fun if you like your partner.
Now, why would you say that?
Look at what we got in here all of a sudden.
Why would you say that? Come on, why would you say that like that?
Put that jacket back on.
I can't get her to come out
Huh?
and say anything.
So you gotta like your partner.
I'm trying to find out what you meant.
You better help her with that thing.
Pourquoi?
Huh?
Pourquoi? You understand French?
No.
She does, don't you? Yeah, we've been blessed to be able to grow up, and that's basically what we did. When we came, we were just kids, Jeannie.
When we were a couple of kids.
That's
Bing,
right.
bing.
Yeah. And she taught me all I knew, all she wanted to teach me about sex. And
Oh, sure. Yeah.
but overall, though, man, I'll tell you, I cannot believe that we have been so blessed to have lived where and as we have. You know, it's been a beautiful gift. And we've had a life that very few people have had, and it's been very, very good. I'm blessed that I'm very blessed that
There.
Jeannie was young and innocent and dumb, and didn't mind marrying me.
What about you, Jeannie? Are you glad you did?
I
or-
asked my mother. I said, Mother, I want to. He'd already asked her, and I hadn't quite turned 17 at that point. So she said no, I was too young.